And I'm not speaking from the perspective of the Metropolitan Police Department, or am I providing the legal advice?
Disclaimer right now, disclaimer.
No, I'm not speaking on behalf of 7th District, I'm speaking on behalf of myself. Hey everybody, my name's Alan Abishon. I'm an officer of the Metropolitan Police Department of 7th District. And I've been a police officer for going on 2 or 3 years now, almost.
And where you originally from?
Missouri, Cole County, Missouri.
How you migrate up to the DMV area?
Well, my dad's in the military. He got a job up here. We moved up here about 2003. Been up and around the Nova area ever since. And then went to active duty Marine Corps, was away for 4 years, and came back. Got a job as a police officer right after I left.
How was it in the Marines?
It was good. It was a good experience. Active duty service was really good for me. It provided me with a lot of opportunities, including the ones I have now. If you don't have a lot of direction in your life, you don't really know what you're doing, it's not a bad gig. I kind of recommend it to some people, especially people around here who may not have a lot going on for them. Federal service is not a bad gig. 4 years of free meals, free housing, uniforms, a job skill. You can walk away with a lot of skills and experience you won't get around here, so I highly recommend it.
So how you get into the M.P.D?
So when I was getting out of the Marine Corps, they have this thing called TRS, which is like Transition Ready Service. The military does it for all the branches now, but basically it's like what you're gonna do after the military, whether you do your 4-year contract or you do 20 years, they want you to be successful in civilian life. As an infantryman, there's a lot of skills I have that don't really translate to the civilian world. There's not a lot of stuff to do as an infantry guy that we can do out in the civilian world.
Were you in any active stuff in the Marines?
Not anything super crazy. We did service, and then they said, start applying to some police departments, a lot of transferable skills, note taking, kind of quick decision making, cool under pressure. So a lot of things that an infantryman would have. Some of the skills translate to being a police officer, not just like your combat-related tasks and things like that, but as a police officer and as an infantryman, some of the skills co-mix. So that's why you see a lot of like infantry guys like me, they go to the police service, or like military guys in general.
Right.
Because we're used to serving, we're used to having a purpose and all that. So being a police officer, you're allowed to serve your community, not just your country, which I really enjoy. I really do enjoy DC. I'm in the DC National Guard in the dust-off unit here. So I do have a lot of love for DC. Proud to serve it.
What's the biggest difference you've seen from moving from down like Missouri up to the DMV area?
The culture is big difference. I'm not talking about like ethnic minorities and everything like that, because we have St. Louis, we have other places that are big diverse cities and all that. So not just that, but there's the culture of DC I had to get used to. I had to learn a lot, especially being a police officer, because growing up here I wasn't exposed to as much as like DC as I was when I became a police officer. I learned about go-go and all the food stuff and all the like
that mumbo sauce.
Things like that, like the culture of like, I've never seen so many carryouts in my life. So I mean, I didn't understand that. I had to learn that when I'm getting up here to being a police officer. So you had to learn the culture, and it helps to know your community too. So now that I'm being in Southeast, I had to learn Southeast culture. I had to learn because there is a culture. There's a culture in Georgetown. There's a culture up in Northwest and Northeast. But I don't work there. I work at Southeast, so it helps me more to know the culture there.
That's where you started out in Southeast?
Yes, that's where I still am.
So being in that area, do you travel in different areas of the city?
Not unless there's something serious going on. I work overtime at the clubs sometimes.
Okay.
Up in Northwest, up in the 3rd District. But other than that, I am assigned to the 7th District. So unlike other police departments where you kind of like bounce around certain areas, M.P.D, you stay in that district. Okay. So we've had officers who've been in the 7th District for years and years and years, and it helps them get a lot of experience. They know exactly what's going on, where everything is, who everybody is. I mean, we've got officers who everybody recognizes on the street, and they're like, oh, we know him, we know her. Like they've been here for 15, 20 years.